Your shirt looks a lot like my thoughts, tied up with you. Baby girl, those long legs have been running through my mind all day. Damn, bro. What is going on over here? Erica, you got yourself a little nasty side, girl. So this right here is a post from the 15th. It's got 2.1 million views. It's this one right here. Susan Pearson posted on the 15th. The first one says, "Are you from the moon because your physique is out of this world?" And that's from Mrs. Erica Kirk, which 389 weeks, I think I'm not sure the timeline there, but Erika Frantzve would be probably the name at the time. All those curves and me with no breaks. That's some pretty sexual innuendo for sure. What else we got? So this is on the same. So this is a week later, right? So 389 weeks. And then, so are you from the moon because your physique is out of this world by Miss Erica Kirk, allegedly. All those curves and me with no breaks. And then a week later, my heart and this building have one thing in common: full occupancy with you in my life. I know the best restaurant in town, my place. Who is this to? Sid Stall. Hi, I live across the hall from you. You sure look pretty through the peephole. Damn. So these are on these pictures, I guess. Your court or mine? She's doing the split. So this is from Sid Stall's post. That's what it looks like, at least. Your court or mine? Sid Stall responds, "I'll show you my ace." Miss Erica Kirk responds to Sid Marie P. Good, because the whole world is about to witness it. What does that mean? Are you, so this is a back and forth, and this is multiple weeks now going through. Mrs. Erica Kirk, are you Roger Federer's ground strokes? Because, baby, you are so elegant. And then eyes emoji. Puff me or nah. I wish I could see what that picture is there. Erika Frantzve is being responded to, and this is now looking like weeks earlier. 5 years to life, but parole if you're on good behavior. Winky face. Good thing I submitted my application 6 years ago. Damn, bro. Is she a sexual deviant? Look, ain't nobody holding you against it. It's all good, girl. You want to hang out with your thing out. Your shirt looks a lot like my thoughts, tied up with you. Baby girl, those long legs have been running through my mind all day. Damn, bro. What is going on over here? Erica, you got yourself a little nasty side, girl. You trying to smash? I don't know how you gonna smash. What are you gonna use? Well, this is crazy. So let me know in the chat. I guess I'll put I really want to know if you guys have seen this, if I'm late to this or what. So what we're going to do is throw a poll up. Have you seen this exactly? Because now it's piling on top. Have you seen these posts from Sid _ Stall and EK? Yes, no. Poll is in the chat on YouTube. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button if you haven't already. We're going to be diving into some of the most dramatic, longest con in American history. I've got something I've been working on to follow up with what we've been covering, with the surveillance state being implemented, Turning Point USA being involved, in my humble opinion. And when you see these types of lies coming from Erika Kirk, if this is indeed her account, which I don't know if I guess you could fake this, maybe. The thing is, we've caught her in so many lies, or she's at least been caught in so many lies or misappropriated statements that I wouldn't put anything past her. Pastor, isn't that funny? We're going to be talking about pastors today. You have not heard of this. We got 85 votes. 87% said they've not heard of this. So bad. Let me look at this. 389 divided by 52. 7.5 years ago. So 2019. So she's had already met Charlie, dating by this time. And this is right around the time that she had already gone and applied for, or actually ran a write-in vote for the precinct committeeman in Arizona. So again, that lady, whoever she's going back and forth with, doesn't look underage, right? So, but I don't know, maybe. It's hard to tell for me. I guess she doesn't look underage, I don't think. If these are 383 weeks ago, this is right around after she met Charlie, no? This is very interesting, man. More and more is uncovered. It was her former roommate. That's fine. Look, I don't care. I really don't care. All I really care about is what you're saying and if you're lying. And even then, I don't really care. What I care more about is why the lie, right? That's the most important to me. Why make up stuff? Why create deception? Why not just be who you are? And that's one of the worst things. George Webb laid it all out today. I encourage everyone to watch it after Dankster. Cool. I'll check it out. That's great. So, anyways, that's not the topic of today, but I figured I'd throw it in there in the beginning, throw a little intrigue and see what you guys think. And 85% of almost 200 votes have said no, they have not seen this yet. So I'm going to say this very carefully. I'm not claiming that Erika Kirk is knowingly working with this Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I'm not claiming that TPUSA signed a contract with Show Faith by Works. I'm not claiming coordination. I'm telling you what the documents show, though, and the documents show that a foreign government filed FARA paperwork in September identifying specific churches, specific pastors as targets for geofencing and influence campaigning. 4 months later, TPUSA Faith, they launched a national church tour at one of those exact churches with one of the exact pastors, with not one up, with that exact church and pastor, targeting the exact same demographic, young Christians, as stated in the FARA filings, identifying the exact audience. TPUSA Faith's church network doubled after Charlie Kirk's death, from 4,200 members churches to 9,500. That explosion of infrastructure happened at the same exact time that these FARA filings were being registered. Lucas Miles, senior director of TPUSA Faith, told the Religious News Services those numbers himself. The Make Heaven Crowded tour isn't just visiting churches. It's the visiting of the kinds of churches like mega churches, Calvary Chapel affiliates, college-adjacent evangelical churches that appear throughout the Show Faith by Works FARA target list. Dream City Church in Arizona, Calvary Chapel affiliates in California, churches near Christian college campuses. Fox News covered the launch. The Daily Citizen covered it. It focused on the family, promoted it. Erica told the crowd, if we want to continue the wildfire of this revival across the nation, our mission is simple. It's always been simple. Bring people to Jesus and make heaven crowded. And while she said those words, standing in a church that a foreign government filed paperwork to geofence, next to a pastor that a foreign government identified as a recruitment target, nobody in those pews knew any of it. Nobody in that audience had been told that the building they were sitting in was on a foreign government's target list. No one knew that most likely all of their phones are being geofenced, geo-targeted, AI manipulated, radically dispensationalized. But you can draw your own conclusions. I'm just showing you what I know. Look, everything I've just told you, there's all the FARA filings, every dollar amount, every operational detail, we only know because of one law. It's called the Foreign Agents Registration Act. It was passed in 1938 to counter Nazi propagandists. The only mechanism that requires people working for foreign governments to register and disclose. And on February 5th, 25, Attorney General Pam Bondi walked into the DOJ and gutted FARA enforcement on her first. She just gutted it.